Okay, we're back. I just had to completely reinstall Solidworks, uninstall, reinstall, which did not fix the problem of it crashing. And then some guy on Reddit suggested renaming a certain DLL to a different name because Dassault Systems is such a pathetically incompetent software developer that they can't even release barely functioning software for their paying customers. It's honestly impressive. The fact that this is like the industry standards still is insane. Ugh, these people are so incompetent. So, if you're ever thinking about using SolidWorks, don't buy it. Don't give them any money. Don't use their shit software. Use anything else. I don't know why I'm still using this shit. So all my files are SolidWorks files. That's the only reason I'm still here. Okay. Okay. All right. So this thing kept ripping stuff, but apparently he wants to print one for just a regular pop can. Annoying. Oh God. Bam. Okay. 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 Yeah. Whatever. Oh, let me take a screenshot of this really quick. Yeah, here's the random guy on Reddit that fixes everything, apparently. Okay, so that flips. Sure, that should work. Just chop it a tiny bit more. Did we not just save a file right fucking here, my dude? that's not at all where I wanted to save it. It's inside my external hard drive. Awesome. No wonder I can't find it. Gas conch. Sure. Probably don't need. A very detailed model, so I don't need very thin layers. Fuck. Okay, I guess I need to. Sorry. Going in circles. Just gonna make sure. I don't remember. Bigger. Alright, that should be well enough. Extra room. Just doing things over and over and over and over and over again. Just need a little bit more room for. Shut up, shut up, shut up, shut up. More room in case the cans are a slightly different size than the one I modeled. Okay. Sure, save it. I don't care. Ah, fuck. Ah, shit, fuck. Okay. I gotta remember, do I have other work stuff to do? Oh, I do. I do. Okay. More not so fun activities. But it is an activity I get paid for, so here we are. Alright, so I have to design something similar to that last thing you guys saw. But for this can top situation, you can see it works like this. And this one hopefully won't rip when it's being stamped on there, because the other one was ripping. However, I designed it because it was badly designed for it was designed for regular cans, not cans with this thing attached to them. So we are going to do that now. I need to pee, unfortunately, so I will return in 1 minute. I apologize for the delay. Sit like Uncle Roger. Okay. I have returned. So the first step is going to be modeling this. We're going to use ruler and, well, calipers, and if anything's too long for the calipers, I'll have to use the ruler. Unfortunately. Oh, it's so close. Okay. Cool. Just barely big enough for the calipers. It looks like. Okay, 155 millimeters. So I am measuring this thing with the calipers. I have to measure all the little bits and doodads. Oh, this looked like the other side. Ah! It's too long for the fucking calipers. So that sucks. So I measure it with ye old trusty ruler. Oh. Exactly 7 inches. Okay. Oh, I forget this was made in Colorado by uncultured swine who use imperial units. So. Seven, and you can just enter in that. What about the other direction? Is the other direction an even number of inches? Kinda. Okay, so what is that? Like fucking 6 1/16? What kind of whack ass shit is that? Imagine 6 1/16 of an inch, or you could have 155 millimeters, even. A normal fucking number. What a fucking miracle, huh? But, yeah, it looks like 155 is good. 155, yeah. Alright, so we got base dimensions. And fruit snacks. And our handy hour sheet. Where's the... Oh my god. Okay. 2.5. Oh, okay. So sorry, I am half my work is off the screen, but I am just measuring all the little parts. Maybe I can hold it up and do it this way so y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay. Whoa! Don't ever do that, please. Okay. So we have basic outside shape of it. Now we're gonna get some of these inner bits. We are just gonna do 1/4 of it, and then we're gonna reflect it. All right. Okay. And this doesn't need to be like exact, because like these parts aren't necessarily required for the applicator thing to function, but it's enough of that. Might as well make it look relatively close to the original while we're here, because it takes about the same amount of time to make it shitty as it does to make it good. That's my big teaching moment today. Takes about as much time as to make it shitty as it does to make it good. So you might as well make it good, you know? Is this the same as that? What? Yeah, it is. Okay. Would you look at that? Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Or is it shallower? It is shallower. Bam. Would you look at that? Another work smarter, not harder moment. Always use the patterns and such when you can. 9.5. Beep, 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 boop, boop. Mirror. Oh, fuck! Like, bro, why? Why does mirroring this shape just break it? Explain it to me. It's just a terrible piece of software, as usual. I blame all of this on this fucking dog shit software. What if we mirror it right here? Oh, what a fucking... Oh, but then that's one piece. Fuck off, man. What a terrible piece of software it is. $9.5. Let's just try it. Why do I get all these scam chatters these days? Like, why the hell would I reply to you in chat? If your headphones aren't working, you can't hear what I'm saying. So, get fucked, Sammy Amy Rose. You too fucking broke to just get new headphones? Is that your problem? Dumbass. You can reply to me in chat. Oh, fuck. 'Cause I so want to reply to you in chat. Oh, let's see. The mirror things are just gonna break everything, aren't they? Yeah, I see your bullshit going on, brother. Just keep begging. Let me know how that goes for you. Like, how dumb do people have to be for this stuff to like actually work on them? Hold on. Oh, if you were a person, you'd be mad right now, but you're not a person, are ya? You a bitch. Oh, fuck. Mirror. There we go. Mirror. Bam. Shloop. 33. All right. So we got this shit. This shut. Bodies to mirror. Bodies to mirror. Boop. Bam, look at that. There you go. It's done already. God damn, I'm good. Let me add this little chamfer dealio. Since I forgot to add it in the sketch there. I don't really want to complicate it by adding it now. Oh. 2.5 millimeters. There we go. Bam. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Six-pack paper. Okay. Easy enough. Yeah, and you can see how easy that is to make. I just sketched some of it, and then I just did some mirrors and some more mirrors, and now we have the whole thing. We only really had to draw a quarter of it. So, it's pretty sweet. Now we have to figure out how to... See, this one's going to be more complicated to make a press for it. Because you could see... come on, wheel. You can see that these... oh. It kind of like deforms. From like wide into small. So that's gonna be a little interesting. Because it's gonna like shift inwards. You could see the center of the where the thing is goes in because the whole thing kind of squeezes inwards. Hey there, long time no see. I'm doing some stuff for work that my boss doesn't mind if I stream because it's not like super complex. Designing a let's see, so this is a child resistant can top thing that I designed like 7 years ago. That like was the industry standard for like weed sodas for a while, but recently a lot of the like market share has been taken by some of the other options. And part of that is because it's hard to like get them into six packs, like without paying people to like individually do them. So basically I've designed like a press that you can just like pop and it snaps all 6 cans into the 6-pack thing without having to go one by one. And so we just traced, well, I used my calipers and made this thing in the software, and now I am trying to think about how to press it into this shape. Because it kind of squeezes in, it needs to be more than just like a flat little thing. Yeah, this was one of those things that I was like super proud of because it's like patented and my name's on the patent and all this stuff, but I was getting paid like $20 an hour to design this thing, and like the company I was working for at the time, which I do freelance for now, sold over 20 million units. And I didn't get even like a penny of royalties. So like even the sales guy made money, considerably more money than I ever did, and I'm the one that like invented it. That's loud, but I suppose that's just how being a designer goes. Is you design the thing, and then some idiot salesperson makes all the money. I think the key will be having like a little raised section in the middle, like a little wall, and kind of indents to kind of keep the cans in place, and then maybe little notch it or like little pieces to press the outside sections down as well. It's annoying because it's like kind of a large thing, and so like even like a test print is going to be like a 6-hour print, which is unfortunate. How have you been doing? Last time I heard you were getting ready to graduate and looking at job stuff. Yeah, like what I could probably do is just print like essentially like a third of it and just kind of print like this back section and see how it presses on two cans. And that'd probably work as a test print reasonably well, so I don't have to like print the entire 6 thing. So that'd probably save a good like 3-4 hours of printing at least. So that'd be sweet. That is a good idea. Nice. I don't remember. Did you do an internship yet? $7.5, let's say. That is. Garo. Garo Design Group. Sorry, I'm snooping on that company a bit. Is it the kind of chart they do like EV charging stuff? Oh yeah, .se. Oh god, I wish I could be in Sweden right now instead of just like living under the greatest terrorist organization on the planet. Oh god. wake up every day to new horrors that my country is conducting around the world. Sorry about that, by the way. I am not the one that is deciding to burn the world. I promise. I could probably do a linear pattern for this, but this is just going to be a little bit quicker, probably. Yeah, especially being a trans person in the US, it's like, what are they going to do next? Luckily, I live in Colorado where, like, it is. Oh, these are really close together. Is that really how close the cans are? It is. Yeah, luckily I live in Colorado, which is like one of the good states. And it's not like actively hunting trans people for sport. But still doing their best to make things not great. Whew, them things are squeezed in there like sardines. This thing. Okay, so that is going to have to be it. I feel like there's got to be a way to take a sketch from one file and then put it into another file as like a reference, but I honestly don't know how. So I'm just going to copy and paste it in there, which is probably not the best way to do that. Yeah, I think it's going to take a lot for it to be over. But I had a friend that just moved to Spain, and I'm so jealous of her. But Sweden would be pretty nice. I'm sure y'all have your problems, but at least you don't have Donald Trump and like a bunch of hogs with too many AR-15s running around. Come on, there we go. All right, so now we got our reference sketch in here. Aliens would be pretty sweet. Although at this point, I mean, if Donald Trump says something about aliens, I'm just like, is that the new distraction from the Epstein files? Is that your plan now? I'm just gonna like, when in doubt, aliens. Okay, so we have a little bit more leeway around this thing. I have a really old 3D printer. I want to get a new one. I just have an Ender 3 S1. So like really cheap kind of base level printer. It works well enough to like make stuff. But I do wish that I had one of the newer ones that like ran a lot faster, because like the travel speed on the new printers is like 4 or 5 times what my printer's capable of. Also, I would love to have like an enclosed one that had like a carbon filter or like a HEPA filter and stuff. Because like I'm kind of limited to PLA because I live in a 400 square foot studio. And so I can't really be printing like ALA, ASA, ASA. What's that stuff? I can't print like ABS or any like the really fancy ones because I'll just like fill my apartment full of toxic gas. So I'm kind of stuck with just PLA. And then sometimes I print with a 85% nylon, 15% carbon filament, but I make sure to like go sleep at my boyfriend's apartment while that's like airing out so I don't have to like suffer the consequences. Do you have a 3D printer? Okay, so there's the basic form. Luckily though, for this stuff, I can just send a I could just send a file. Yeah, I just for these things I just send a file to like my boss and he just prints it at uh at the office cuz I don't really want to be tying up my printer printing up stuff that's not fun for me. Yeah, it's nice cuz printers are getting so much cheaper nowadays. Like I remember back when um I don't know, it's like it's not a very it's like you had to pay like $500 for like a build it your own kit almost. Whereas now, like for $500-600, you can get like a fully enclosed printer. I'm trying to figure out how deep to make this thing go. 20 millimeters, I suppose. Oh, the other thing is like this center this piece is going to get squished when it compacts because it looks like it wants to be at this kind of like 45-degree angle. And so this is going to get compacted in. Um, wait a second. I could do like a lofted edge that forms it. Ooh, 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 ooh. This might be a good idea. Yeah, because like, so this basically gets compressed inward, and so I think I could. I don't know if it would end up being like a really weird shape, but I think I can kind of just like take the top down silhouette of this, how it is here, and then make like a lofted thing that squishes it into shape. I need to get a new caliper. If I pull these things out quick, they like lose track of where they're at. but they are like the really cheap Harbor Freight ones. Harbor Freight is like a store where you buy just like really cheap tools imported from China. Like for the most part they work, but sometimes, like, I've been using this for 15 years and it hasn't broken, which is actually kind of impressive. But I would like to get some nice like Mori something. That's like the Japanese made calipers. Okay, so this squishes in. Are you doing something exciting for your thesis? I'm trying to remember, like, I don't know how much of like a thesis I did. We had like a kind of a Shark Tank competition. Like, I don't know if you've seen that. I'm assuming it's like American show called Shark Tank where they have like inventors come in and like pitch their product idea, and then these like rich assholes like either tear it apart or like offer them to buy their building out or buy their company for money or whatever. And so we had like a Shark Tank competition in our class where we like designed a product and had like market research and a whole presentation, and they actually had like local to this city business owners come in and like critique our ideas. So I suppose that was kind of like one of our final products. Hmm. Okay, so I want to do this. So the local people were like business owners here in Denver that like kind of worked in local design firms and were kind of like, I don't know, investor types themselves. So like, I mean, I don't think they were ever gonna like offer us money to like help start our thing, so to speak. But like, it was like pretty intimidating because like they're all owners of design firms, owners of companies, and they're like critiquing our product. Mine was a portable espresso machine. Let me see if I have a picture or a render of this thing somewhere. It was a pretty cool idea, but and like I interviewed a bunch of coffee shop owners around Denver. The thing I did come to kind of a conclusion that it's really hard to make like a portable espresso machine because like a big part of espresso machines is things have to be like very repeatable and exact. And so like temperatures and so like water temperature and all this stuff has to be the same each time. Oops. So like having it, oh, okay. What? It just forgets where everything is. I don't know why. SolidWorks, like, so you do one little thing and then it like forgets where like it's supposed to be attached to the origin. I don't know what that is, but it is obnoxious. And so like through my market research, I kind of figured out that that's weird. It's like these are overlapping. No, okay, that's not actually supposed to be right. Yeah, so like my research kind of like made made it obvious that like my product was cool but kind of not viable, I guess. Um but I still got third place, which is pretty cool. Um and like the first place got a 3D printer, which was pretty sweet. I was jealous of them. Okay. Let's say 5 millimeters. Okay. All right. All this. That's cool. I feel like kitchenware is like there's like forever opportunities to design things for that. Um Reverse by 2 millimeters. Wait, the other way. Hmm. Am I crazy? Oops. Yeah, this offset that I did is maybe not the best way to do this. Okay, it didn't break though. That's good. Alright, now let's see if my mirror on the inside of the sketch thing breaks stuff. What? No. Okay. I shouldn't have left this shape. I should have, let's see. Is this going to break everything? Ah. Okay. So we're at this, and then we're going to make a new plane. I just try to make as few planes as possible, but okay, there we go. All right, and then this is going to stay the same. At the moment of truth. Bruh. Whenever the loft like doesn't automatically select it, I'm always assuming that something's fucked up about it. Whenever it doesn't automatically select the entire shape. Oh, I'm being silly. Okay. That. And then you'll have to cut. Okay, that's the entire shape. Of course, it never knows how to where to put the. It never managed to put the point in the right spot. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that's that. And then 10 millimeter walls. And then we need a little ridge through the center here. It's another one of those things where you could 3D print it, but it'd be kind of complicated to make it any other way. Alright, so this is almost exactly 45 degrees. I don't know if this is the right way to do this. Let's see. Hmm. Where is one of these? There it is. Ah! Oops, damn it. I clicked the wrong thing. All that to click the wrong button. Okay. How big are these circles? 57.5. Oh, you know what we should do? Actually, put that on this plane. Cut it the other direction. All. And that way we can draft it outwards a bit. Maybe not 10 degrees, 5 degrees. Bam. All right, there we go. Okay, save, save, save. Where's the K button? Sometimes I lose the letters. Okay. Probably would help if I was using like a full-size keyboard instead of this thing. But I got used to the tiny keyboard, and it's just what works for me now. Started using the 40% keyboard as a joke, and then at this point, I am just as good with it as a full-size keyboard, so I might as well just stick with it. Okay. Yeah, it's a 40% keyboard. So here, I'll unplug it again. Um, so like you have the space bar and the enter key. I might be reversing those. It's hard to know when I'm like facing it the other directions. And if you hold them down, they go to different layers. And so if you hold, so like normally it's just like QWERTY starting here, Q, W, E. And then if you hold down this button, it goes to the number layer, or the symbols layer, which is up here. And then if you hold down this button, it goes to the number layer. And the idea is that if you're good with it, you never have to leave like home position, basically. Because everything is accessible, like everything is accessible from just having your fingers in the home position there. Definitely, I bought it to like learn how to touch type, because I was like just staring at the keyboard the whole time when I was typing. And I wanted to get more confident, like just typing and not looking at the keyboard. So I purposely got like a silly keyboard that I didn't put the actual like letter keycaps on there. And then I accidentally spilled a yogurt smoothie into my full-sized keyboard and was forced to use that keyboard full time because I broke the full-size keyboard. Somehow the yogurt like bounced it and like got inside some of the switches, which is wild. And so I was forced to just start using that thing full time, which in the beginning was kind of inconvenient, but at this point I'm used to it and I just kind of like keep it that way because it's funny. And like I'm just as fast with it, so I might as well. Let's see, there's probably a better order to do these. It's always about the order of in which you do the fillets, I feel like. No, move it. Okay, there we go. And then, bam. Okay, that's a much neater looking fillet. Okay, so theoretically, this would work, I think. Oh no, did the laptop break, or were you able to like dry it and still use it? Ooh, actually. This doesn't look right. There's something weird about it. Dang, that's awesome. I used to have a MacBook Pro and I got like the tiniest amount of moisture into one of the speakers and like the computer never worked right since. um but I don't really use Apple products anymore. Okay, something's weird about this. Oh, there's a fold like right here that I'm missing. It's like this is the actual that's the outside. Shoot. Okay. Hmm. All right, this is going to break everything, unfortunately. It sucks. Okay. Okay. 130 and then to the corner here is 103 millimeters. Yeah, so I had measured it to this like very outside, and then it wasn't taking into account this outer fold. So I actually need to bring that in, which is going to explode the entire thing, of course. Actually, did less damage than I thought it was going to do. And I need to have this press. Oh, actually. Oh. Um. Hmm. So this needs to go in more gradual and then down to a 45. So it forces us into this 45. How do I do that? It's almost a 40. Oh, maybe if I just move this plane down a tiny bit more. 25. What is this angle? 40. Wow, pretty close to 45. I don't know that this is exactly 45. This might work. I wish there was like a better way to measure angles. Let's see. Let's see. 6. Here, let me just measure this angle really quick, or attempt to. I wish there was an easy way to measure angles. 15. Okay, so it is 45. So if I make that just a bit taller, it should become 45. 28 millimeter. Okay. Okay, so let's see. So now I gotta figure out. Wait, now this is fucked up again. What the hell? $106. Am I crazy? What's happening here? I will definitely be making like holes through here so you can like just to reduce material. Let's see, making 6. I'm having trouble figuring out what your suggestion is. Maybe I'm missing something. Are you talking about like holes like through this top face? These should be cutting into that too somehow. I'm so confused. He's in the wrong spot or something? Alright, just delete all that. Yeah, I do think that it needs to, like, that's kind of what I'm trying to do right now so that it's cut into these things so that, like, it kind of centers in on, it, like, keeps the cans, like, keyed in the right location so they're not moving around as much. Because, like, the annoying thing is, like, the cans are going to be wider apart when you set them centered onto this than when it's done because of this. And so the cans will kind of have to like shift inwards. And so something has to like kind of guide them in a little bit. Or you'd have to like kind of set this onto the cans with the cans already like too pressed in. No. Yeah, that is going to be kind of weird because like this process, the cans kind of shift. And so whatever surface the like person applying them is going to be on has to like allow the can to like shift inwards when they press it. So if they're like on a rubber surface, it's just gonna like I guess it would kind of work if the can's like angled in. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like that's gonna be kind of like a see how it works in the functionality of it. Two. 88. That's too big. Am I crazy? 122. What was I thinking? Oh, 57. It's not 87. Oh, what did I just do? Oh, I just hit it. Yeah, and it kind of sucks because like I figure like kind of whatever environment the people applying these are in, like having like a nice like solid surface be good, whereas like now it needs like some sort of surface that it can slide on, which is silly. That's so weird. I feel like it should. Yeah, it's like a much more complicated so the okay, here, give me 1 second. So this was the original paper 6-pack. Like a lot, because like this is like 2 layers of paper and a lot more complicated. But the problem is it needed to press far enough down to pass these like for these tabs to pass the to like go down far enough to hook underneath this edge, because this was designed for like a can without the thing on top. It's not designed for these top pieces. And so when this pressed down, it ripped like over 50% of the time. And so now we're doing one with like a more complex this thing, but this should work better with these lid pieces. So like with this one was easy. It was just like stamped down, but it was ripping the little thin pieces. Whereas like Yeah, whereas this one is a bit of a... I keep pressing a weird button that's hiding. Kind of a strange problem. I don't really... I'm slightly confused. Something's off. Because these should be... This cut should be deeper for sure. Hmm. Why does it keep breaking everything? $104. Okay. Okay, what did you forget? Oh, there's multiple. What? Alright, what was this? That was this. Which I don't know if I actually want that there. That fillet can go away. I think that just makes it less accurate. Hmm. So theoretically, this might work. Yeah, that sliding action is kind of worrying me. It's like on my wood counter table, like they slide just fine. But Okay. Hmm. Oh, the other problem is this like undercut here is gonna pull out of the mold really strangely. Okay, radius 5.8, 12. Which sketch is it? What? How, dude? How do you just fuck up every time, man? Like, what? What does that even mean? Rebuild errors. This feature can only modify an existing body. It cannot create new bodies. Brother man, that's what it's doing, my dude. Excuse me? God, SolidWorks is such a terrible program. Dassault Systems better be happy that I live nowhere near France, because I would do some stuff. These people make the worst fucking software on the planet. Like, impressively terrible. Oh, so that wasn't even updating. What? Yeah, solidish works. It's like, does it? Oh, here's where I'm an idiot. I just copied this thing in from the other file, so it's not fucking dimensioned at all. This is what I get for just doing things badly. So I wish there's a way to reference. I know there's got to be a way to reference like another sketch like that. Boss extreme. Oh, that's maddening. Okay. All right. Now we got to go in and do all the things I really didn't want to do because I wanted a wrong sketch because I wanted to have this nice, neat reference sketch from the other thing that I didn't think I was going to modify, but now I'm going to modify it. It was fucked. Okay. We're going to do this in another terrible way. Avert thine eyes. Okay. Oh, this is what I get for doing this in a terrible, terrible way. God damn it, I'm stupid. I hate it when I'm stupid. Okay. Radius, that was 12? Ugh. Yeah, I need to like take some sort of refresher course because like I know how to do the things that I've been doing, but then when it comes to like basic stuff that I should know how to do, but I don't because I just like haven't worked on that before. Like I'm like, there's gotta be a way to just do a reference sketch here, like that's linked to another. Bro, I'm gonna snap here, dude. Like have this reference sketch to this other thing, and then have it still be like a actual defined sketch. Okay, there we go. That's good enough. That was embarrassing. Okay. I feel like this would work. It's just like do the cans kind of snap into place as you press it down. That is the question. Don't snap to that, my dude. Wow, I am doing things so badly. No, snap to the origin, for the love of God. Okay, here we go. Just make that big chungus 340 by 300. Bam. Okay. So, will this work? Find out next time. Oh, where's my damn... Alright, what are we crying about now? Yeah, you missed it. I did the the required update because SolidWorks was like, oh, this is a required update. And I did that. And it made it so that SolidWorks didn't start at all. And I uninstalled and reinstalled it, which it did nothing. And I had to go onto Reddit and find some guy that was like renamed this DLL file that's like inside the SolidWorks things to a different thing. And sure enough, it worked. Because SolidWorks just like released a completely program breaking update for like the Makers version, which is awesome. It's really awesome. Okay, I think this could work. Well, thanks for stopping by again. I appreciate you hanging out and chatting. Good luck on your thesis and internship and stuff. You'll have to stop by later and let me know how everything's going. Oops. Okay. Still a 4.5 hour print. Good lord. It's better than 3 times that much, though, I suppose, so. Alright. I'm just sending an email right now with this thing in it. Bear with me. Then we can work on a more fun project. Where's the percent key? Oh, I'm an idiot. Okay. Boom. All right, and that is that. So, done with that project. Oh, it's already 4 o'clock. God damn. Well, not really doing the funnest activities today. Wonder if there's some fun we can do at the end here. Ooh, I need to pee again. I'll be back. I'll try and think of something fun to do at the end of the stream here for the next hour or so. Okay, I have returned. Let's see what kind of stuff have we been working on lately. I don't know. I guess we could do a fun render of some sort. All right, let's do something silly for the last little bit. I'll show you a super secret rendering technique to create some kind of weird you just kind of glitch out the software. Let's pick any random thing here. All right, so we have this car model. And we are going to link everything together into one material. And delete the ground plane. Okay. All right, then I want this to be glass. Okay, so everything's glass now. And now what we're going to do is do a displace on this. All right, and then we need a texture for our displacement. So let's just pick any of these random textures and see what happens. Let's just try this wood texture, see what happens. Displace wood. All right, and this might just crash everything, but we're gonna see what it do. What it do. Okay, ground shadows, no ground shadows. All right, and it's going to displace by, let's say, 100 centimeters. Offset by... All right, let's see what happens. So this is a method for making like abstract art, you could say, with Keyshot. You can also use an animation as the texture map and animate the displacement. So you can make like really strange looking things. You can make like really weird animations. Let's see. First, let's see if this actually works. I haven't done this in a long time. So, okay. All right, so you can see we have kind of exploded this car. Let's see. Displacement height offset. Okay, let's do it by 1,000 to max triangles. I don't really know what that is, but let's give it a bunch of triangles. All right, so this is kind of just an exploration because I kind of just want this thing to completely explode. That is the goal. This is like kind of glitching the rendering software. So just kind of like play with it a lot. I am using a very complex model because I want like a lot of different forms kind of intersecting with each other. But if you have a slower computer, you could do this with a more simple object. Because, like, this thing has, like, 1,000 different objects that it's displacing and overlapping each other. There we go. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Cool. So we have turned the car into this explosion. $50. I want more aggressive spikes. So let's use a more kind of contrasty thing for our displacement map. So I use this then while this is loading, see, I could show you some of the previous things. So things I have done with this is like, here's a thing that I did with this technique. And this also involves animating the depth of field to make it look like it's winking in and out of existence. Here's another one. Yeah, so if you basically use an animation as the texture map for the displacement, it'll take a hell of a long time to animate because each frame it has to do what it's doing right now. Ooh, it doesn't like that, does it? It's peaking the sound because it's using so much of my fucking CPU to do this. Or GPU, my bad. Yes, you gotta let it think because it's sad because I am abusing my computer by doing this. This is definitely some sort of PC abuse, I will say. Okay, so this kind of worked. It is extremely sad. Okay, I might actually do this with a simpler file than that, I will say. Because this is bricking my computer. So I need to find a file that is a little bit, I'm just going to close all of that. I need to find a file that's a little bit more simple. this one will be really cool. Okay. All right. Why is everything so dark? There we go. All right, we got the piss glass. That's dope. Geometry, displace, and then you drag that to geometry there. And then we need to pull in a image of some sort to use as a displacement map. It doesn't matter so much what you use. Like this is a spur kind of looking thing. I don't really even know what that image is, but we gonna find out. Displacement height, 50 inches. 50 triangles. I don't even know what the triangles do, I'll be honest. All right, so let's test this with a file that has a lot more simple shapes. You can see this is running a lot faster. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna zoom out. There we go. Okay, I don't want it to be like as wild. Let's do 20 inches. So it'd be half as big. Yeah, it's basically just all about just trial and error and seeing what it does. Because this is like 1,000% not what you're supposed to be using the software for. All right, let's boost up the contrast and try it again because I want like less of a round shape. I want more of like a kind of explosion. So I think with more contrast, there'll be more going in and out and less just circle, theoretically. I was wrong. That's more circular. I lied. Okay. 10 inches offset. Also, we could possibly do it like so it implodes itself instead of going outwards. But I mean, this is kind of cool. And then you can kind of find little parts of it that are really fun to zoom in on. Yeah, so if we go to like one of the, oh yeah, you can see this thing is torturous. Even for a 3090, this is torturous. Yeah, so I mean, there's no real practical use of doing this in Keyshot, but you can create some really fun, like, things. Um, yeah, and you can see, like, that's a pretty ridiculously looking object there. Also, since this is glass, I could put, like, a light in the middle of it. Possibly global illumination would, like, light up the center of it a bit. No. You kind of make these like, I don't know if you've ever played the Stalker series, but kind of like weird artifacts. Remove all the heart. There you go. This is just the one object. Cool. And yeah, this is just how to make some real strange abstract art, so to speak, in Keyshot. We have our object in glass, and then a displacement map that's just a random image. So like, let's try a different picture for this. I wonder what happens if we do like a very geometric shape like this bump texture. And then you just have to remember to click execute geometry nodes in order to get it to like run. Yeah, see, since that's a more uniform geometric like thing, it's a more less complicated result. But I don't like how uniform and rounded that is. So let's try this thing here. Oops. That still just looks like a blob. Okay, can we do negative 10? Just explode it inwards, and then maybe it will glitch even better because it's like going past the inside. Still kind of turning into this lump. Kind of fun. Ooh, that's cool. What do we, all right, we want the outer barrel too, so let's do that. This is originally a you can see the actual original shape here. Okay, I do want the hardware, but like maybe there we go. That's pretty sweet. Let's see. All right, if we compact the hmm, I don't actually like that around there. That's weird. Okay. Just kidding. Hmm. Okay, let's make the center piece bigger. Okay, cool. That looks good. What is happening with this? Arrow. spotlight's just not here anymore? What's happening here? Okay. Add light. Yeah, there we go. I don't want it to be square, though. Add geometry, disk. You don't have to think so hard at just adding a disk, my dude. My dude. It's just a disk. Weatherman. Dude, I just added a disk. What are you doing, my dude? Okay, disk material, area light. Duplicate. Okay. So now we're getting into something extra weird. This is basically just computer torture at this point. Let's put one in the very center, possibly. And then, of course, to make it even worse, we're going to put a scattering medium around it. That is ridiculous. How not to use rendering software. Yeah, so we have created this thing. There's a disk in, I want to move the disk in the middle because it's getting kind of lost. What happens if we put it like, right between there? It's like biblically accurate something or other. Bring these down so they're not as bright. All right, let's do a final render of this atrocious thing. Surprised my computer's not on fire right now for doing this. Oh, actually, another thing that was stop. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. Another thing that we could do to improve how this looks a little bit, make it softer, is okay. Add back the scattering medium. Okay. All right. Let's see what this horrendous thing looks like. Like this casual music as I'm just like roasting and torturing my graphics card. Don't do this at home. Ugh. So this is how you melt your computer. Let's see what we got here. Okay. Honestly, not horrible. The GPU's range staying at like 67 degrees. Not bad. Alright, so at long last, we have created, whatever the hell this is. This is, what Israel wants to do to the planet. Let's call it that. Okay, the more ray bounces, the more it's going to track what light does as it bounces between these shapes. So like, the more the better. So we went from 25 to 100. So let's do that render and see what happens. Just do a fuckload of samples and just see what happens. No, that's incredibly irritating sounding. All right, yeah, so you can see right off the bat, we're able to see these kind of repeating kind of geometric patterns a lot easier because of the added amount of ray bounces. Time for a healthy snack. The healthiest of snacks. Oop. Oh man, I feel like these things are gonna dissolve my stomach lining. Oh, or at least fucking dissolve my tongue. Yeah, I don't know if you missed it. I'm basically glitching my rendering software by taking a model and then using this displace feature. Um and then just using a random picture, and basically like black would be the farthest in and white would be the farthest out. And then you just tell it to like displace it by like 4 feet instead of like normally you'd use this displacement map to create like an exterior texture, and so you'd be displacing by like a millimeter or even less sometimes to create like a nice surface texture, but I'm displacing by like 2 feet, and so it just like glitches the entire object out. And then I'm using an optical glass material, which is like the fancy coating on the outside of lenses or the fancy coating on the outside of like expensive sunglasses where they have that like uh fancy reflective surfaces. So this is made out of a glass with like a optical coating on it, which is why it has that kind of chrome look. But yeah, it's basically just torture for my GPU and computer, but it's fun to look at. We'll see once it's done how it ends up looking. I could probably play some video games after this for a little bit. I want one of those al pastor burritos right about now. Yeah, I like these little cube kind of patterns around there, and then these top edges are fun. And then these little kind of light things that's where there's a light emitting disc, but the disc is invisible. You got ribs and shrimps? Oh my god. I am out of groceries. Even more out of groceries than usual since we went out of town last weekend. Might go get some chicken thighs from grocery store and make some curry or something. It does look like the ballistic gel. Like Technicolor ballistic gel. Still hot as fuck out, so I might go walk to the grocery store, get some stuff to make dinner. Almost done with this, and then I'll probably call it after this. Just has to do the last couple samples and then run the denoise thingy to get rid of all these little dots and schmutz about. Come on, denoise it. Please? There we go. Yeah, look at that. That is ridiculous. Yeah, it is cool to animate these things because you can use an animation, like a GIF animation, as the displacement map, and then run it as an animation. This thing just like pulses and explodes all over the place, which is really cool looking. But that takes hours to process because it's like. So yeah, I don't know. Picture like we're doing like a 10-second animation, it'd be like 240 frames or something like that. And then each frame would take. So this took 10 minutes to process this. So each frame would take 10 minutes plus the amount of time to process the displacement map. So each frame would probably take about 12 minutes, let's say. So 12 minutes times 240 for a 10-second animation. So it's like it kind of snowballs pretty frequently, and that's where the 3090. So yeah, and I mean, I used to be doing that, and I would have my GPU at 100% for 12 hours sometimes, 14 hours. It's still here. It hasn't melted out of my computer yet. But I think that's about enough of that insanity. We're not going to save that. We can just make another silly thing again next time. Now, after all that, I can't even process the order of my renders in here. All right, so we made this on this one. And then let's see, last stream we made this, which was pretty awesome. Or the last design stream, let's say. So we're getting pretty wild with our renders. Yeah. Yeah, the light bars came out nice. It's like I have a piece of plastic, like plexiglass, with the light bar suspended in the middle, so you can see like the so you can see how the light, or like the image, is distorted behind the kind of the tube, the rod, and then the light rod is like in the center of that, so the light's like going through all of those surfaces. And unfortunately, KeyShot, when you do really complex stuff like through clear surfaces, light going through a bunch of clear stuff, you have to use this caustics thing, which means it processes everything in like these dots, which is why everything looks all speckly. Which is kind of like a downside of KeyShot, but pretty cool. Okay, well, I will be back on Thursday. Maybe design stuff, maybe gaming, depending on how shot my brain is. But hopefully people will tune in. Have a good rest.